Hello, hello, hello. I'm Eva Medilek, and I am so honored to be able to come to you live and share my thoughts and feelings about something that actually has been on my mind a lot lately, and that is hypocrisy. Hypocrisy in politics, hypocrisy in religious communities, hypocrisy in those who are righteous, narcissistic, whatever you want to call it. And so this is a little bit of a rant today. What I've been noticing in the country that I live in the United States, is all of the opinions about what's happening with the Supreme Court of the United States and the possibility that they're going to be overturning Roe versus Wade. And listen, I used to be one of the most naive people on the planet, especially when I was younger. And I've always been shocked by hypocrisy. I always took people at their word. I believe people will do what they say they're going to do. I believe people are telling me the truth. I believe that people are acting from their best intentions. And what's happening now is, part of me still wants to believe that and take people at their word, but life has taught me differently. And let's just say that I always will give people the benefit of the doubt until I see evidence otherwise, evidence of inconsistencies and incongruency in what you say and in what you do. Now, when we talk about hypocrisy, there are two main places hypocrisy runs rampant, in my opinion. And I live in a country where we have freedom of speech. And so we've got politics and we've got religion, where hypocrisy is running rampant. And these are two subjects that people will warn you about discussing with your friends. Make sure my mic's on, because you don't want to bring up politics and religion in your communication and in your discussions and at your dinner parties, because it will cause conflict. And being in the United States, I realized how fortunate Americans are, because we are free to discuss whatever we want to discuss without being arrested. It's just that when you act on some of that nonsense that you discuss, especially when it's violent or hateful, that will get you in trouble. But talking about it is basically free. So we've got power, ego, narcissism, and righteousness really ruling in politics and religion. And watching all of this unfold is actually making me sick. And it's making me sick to the point where, stop the world. I want to get off. Like, I don't want to play in this game anymore. And it's just really, really unsettling. So I'm going to actually share some very controversial and unpopular views, but they are my views. I have a right to have my views. I have the freedom to express my views, and I just want to share them. So that's what this is about. So in my view, it's the righteous and religious zealots that are the most dangerous right now. The ones who don't want the government to force them to have a vaccine, but they want the government to force you to keep a dangerous or unwanted pregnancy. Now, if you've got any common sense, or does anybody with any common sense see the hypocrisy in that? Government, don't tell me what I can put in my body, but tell others who don't believe like I believe that what they can do with their bodies. So don't tell me what to put in my body, but tell others what they can or can't keep in their bodies. Now, I want to be clear. Pro-choice does not mean pro-abortion. And that's where I think the hypocrisy is coming in. You want the freedom to choose for yourself, but you don't want that same freedom for others. It's like, for example, me choosing to have a COVID vaccine, that's saying that my choice to have a vaccine should be your choice, regardless of what you believe, regardless of what your underlying conditions are, regardless about your feelings and trust of vaccines. I'm going to do one example here of smoking cigarettes, right? We can all agree that smoking cigarettes puts your health at risk and the health of those around you at risk and in danger. But I'm pro-choice. So if you choose to smoke and make other people inhale your secondhand smoke sick and put unnecessary burdens on our healthcare system, insurance companies, and your families, then go ahead with your bad self. At your choice. It's not one that I would make for myself, but I would support your right to destroy your life however you want to. So when you talk about holding doctors and insurance companies responsible, you want them to pay for your illnesses, whether it's lung cancer, emphysema, COPD, whatever smoking related causes those illnesses. And you want your families to take care of you, and you want your insurance to pay for it, and you want the doctors and the nurses to take care of you and tax our health system and take really healthcare away from people who have no choice in how they get sick, right? My point in sharing that with you is you want all of those services, but you made the choice to smoke. Now, how is that different from someone who maybe did not choose to get pregnant, but got pregnant anyway? And you're going to punish the insurance company, healthcare systems, your family, your doctors, your nurses for helping those people take care of something that, for whatever reason, is not safe, is not healthy, is just not their choice. And you want our government to punish and jail and sanction these people, because it's not the child's fault. The woman made a poor choice. So she should be forced to have her body bring pregnancy to full term. Now, I want to be clear, pro-choice does not mean pro-abortion. It just means keeping the government out of the choice that you have with your body, whether you agree with it or not. I want to read you an actual quote I read from a righteous person of God that gave me the fuel to really do this live today. And this woman says, if women want responsibilities for their bodies, then perhaps we should begin by being responsible for who we allow in us and the potential consequences of those choices. And if you're mad that men don't have to worry about such consequences, then take it up with God, because he gave us this blessing. So what are you hearing? Righteousness, blame, shame, guilt. That's the hypocrisy of religious folks. Why don't you let folks take it up with their God and not with you or your God? Because we can still choose how we worship, right? America, the United States of America, was stolen by those fleeing religious persecution. They wanted the freedom to worship. And that's why they came here, stole the land, and stripped others of their rights to worship freely. And that, my friends, is the hypocrisy. That's the core belief of religion. Rant over. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day.